Hey Nick, thanks for jumping on a call with me today. I know we've spent a lot of time together and you're probably maybe a little bit sick of hearing from me, but hopefully they're all good things. But I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit about how we've been working together and really get some insight into, how you find the program and I guess the results you're getting. But
Yep.
before we do that, maybe for anyone else that might be watching this video, tell me, I guess, who you are and what it is that you do and what you sell.
Okay, well, the first thing I've got to tell you, Brendan, that we've learned is not to say that we sell shit. Because that was the first thing I kind of said to you, and it's like, no. So we sell fashion, women's fashion, homewares. We're kind of a lifestyle store. We have 2 retail outlets as well as an online store. We started with our own brand about 12 years ago, a tiny little shop in a shed in the industrial estate. And we've sort of grown now to 2 full-on retail stores, and the online store, we're hoping to get to that kind of level as well.
That's amazing. And I love hearing the growth and, you're not just an online business, but you're a physical retailer. And when we have been working together, what I do love hearing is when you talk about using some of the retail experience online. And I think that's a really smart way of doing it. So yeah, nice one.
Yep.
So if we think about when we've started working together, I guess it's been quite a while now and it's been lots of fun.
Yep.
Before we did that, where was your business? Like what sort of state was it in before you started looking for help?
Well, our bricks and mortar store's really healthy. We've kind of doubled our revenue in a 4-year kind of period, but our online store, the growth, even though we've had growth year on year, has been quite small. And we really want to get our online store to that same level as our retail stores, so it kind of holds its own. At the moment, all our orders from our online store are being packed in store and we're pulling stock from the shelves. We want a warehouse kind of situation. We've got our own stock in the warehouse for the online store, and it's staffed by itself. So our staff within our retail outlets can focus on our stores.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
sense?
It does make a lot of sense. What a lot of stores do is because there's idle time in the retail outlets, like, okay, I'll get them to pack orders. But then you get to this point where it's like, actually, they're too busy. They should be serving staff. And then we have people
Yes,
fit for purpose in the warehouse. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's awesome. So before you got to that sort of stage, were you looking at other sort of solutions to try and help you, grow the online store?
We had, we'd looked at many different options and nothing quite worked out for us. Either what we were looking at was really focusing on just one area within the online store. Yeah, we worked with a number of people and it was just really specific to one area. And what we love about working with you, Brendan, is that we get this whole overview, looking at our whole store, rather than just looking at a tiny part of it. So we get that whole holistic view of our online business.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm glad you said that because that's I think key to the success of a business is having a partner that can look at the entire business. And often when you go with an agency, they're specialist in 1 or 2 areas. But when we
Yeah,
work with my team, we sort of make sure we go, okay, if you're doing this, how does that impact the rest of your business? So
absolutely. And that's what we found.
no,
People would ask you or suggest you to do something, but it's like, okay, well, how does that affect? And there
mm,
wasn't any forethought from those people, whereas yourself, you do. It's like, okay, if we do that, and we can see you thinking every time as to what knock-on effect that has for
yeah.
the rest of our business, whether it be the website itself or the product pages, what they look like, or what effect that has to our retail outlets as well.
Awesome. Cool. I'm glad you're getting that value. That's really good to hear. So when we think about that, what would you say some of the key highlights are that you've found since working with, I guess, with me and the team?
Oh, okay, there's lots. We've really enjoyed that you've pushed us outside of our comfort zone. I know that when we started working with you, our ad spend was 0.1 of our revenue. So we really needed to push on that. We were really relying on our database and just sort of a slow growth, people sort of coming across us through search and so on. But working through those ads, whether it be Facebook ads, the Google ads, Google Shopping, you've helped us identify apps that work within our system, because we've got Lightspeed as our point of sale, and Shopify, we've got them connected. We're limited with the apps that we can do. So you and your team have really helped us to try and find solutions that work best for us. You're not trying to push us into what you want to work with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Really enjoyed that.
And that has been hard for me at times, because I'm like, I know this app really well and I know it works, but it doesn't fit for your model, and it's not always a one size fits all. So no, I dig that. That's cool.
So that is probably the biggest thing for us, that you've not just gone with that one size fits all. You've really delved into our processes and everything else. So we thank you for that.
Okay, no, thanks. No, cool, awesome. One of the things we do, I think we do quite well, is we try and do frameworks and strategies so that you can pick them up and just plug them into your system. Have you been able to use those, and are you sort of getting value out of them for sort of now and I guess in the future?
We are.
Yeah.
I'd have to say, for Lisa and I, that business planning and frameworks has always been quite strong for us. And I know within our calls that other people go, oh, okay. And for them, they've picked out lots of nuggets within those. We have picked out small little nuggets here and there that we can bring back to what we're already doing to enhance it. So we really enjoy that. I think planning our month ahead, so not so much sitting down 3 days before beginning of a month and going, oh, what's our focus going to be? I guess the biggest one we took away with the frameworks is planning our year ahead out and what we're going to do. So with that, we've been able to talk to some of our suppliers, and one of our suppliers has given us a lot of stock, many hundreds of dollars worth of free stock that we can use to use as giveaways or as a promotion.
So good. So just by having that plan has helped you get better deals with your suppliers and get all that sort of stuff up and running. Yeah, love that. Amazing.
For someone, I guess, who's newish to business or doesn't have that business background, the frameworks that you set up would be absolutely game-changing for them.
Love it. Yeah. And I guess then you can plug it into your own business model and the strategies that you and your team already put in. So love that. Love that. Cool. So good. Look, and as much as we have those strategies, you're a great operator that has been able to actually pick them up and execute them. And there was one thing I was telling someone yesterday, and it's like, it's all good if you have like a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, or a race car, but if you don't have your license, what's the point of it, right? So, you've got to know how to use the tools or have some sort of aptitude, and that's what you guys have. So I love that.
And we have felt like we've had a Lamborghini as far as our website with no license, because, we've created a website. Does it work? Yeah. But understanding all the other bits and pieces like meta fields and that was just way beyond us.
Words you never thought you'd have in your vocabulary, like meta fields and variables and all the other sort of stuff that goes along with it. That's so good. If you think about like I guess the last 12 months, did you ever hit any roadblocks? And how have you been able to use our program to move past it, or how have you moved past sort of any roadblocks that we might have had together?
Got past nearly all of them.
Good.
Which is rather exciting. We've relied on the ability to schedule one-on-ones with yourself. So those quick 30-minute calls, which we've just finished one talking about some Facebook ads and so on, has been incredible. Hannah, working with Hannah in the background, being able to send her an email and just say, Hannah, I've really struggled with this. We were trying to set up some variants within our online store, and I just could not get my head around it. And Hannah's all over it. So no, you and your team, you're there. There's the ability to quickly and easily make contact with people. Even the support with Antoine, with our Facebook ads. that is just, that's gold, being able
Good.
to access him.
Amazing. That's so good to hear. And, you know, we try and put the best people in place to give you that sort
Yeah.
of experience. So it's
Yeah.
really pleasing to hear that
Yeah.
that's working for you. That's awesome. I'm going to throw in a question I didn't have in the list here for you. So just
Yeah.
bear with me. Was there something that surprised you about joining the program that you didn't expect when you know, first signed up? Is there something that, you know, surprised you and excited you a bit more than you thought?
Probably how helpful everyone is. So not just your team, but the Facebook chat group, being able to ask the rest of the group really quickly, has anyone got experience with this or whatever? And I actually had one this morning. I put up about meta fields, and Paul came back within 20 minutes. Here's a little video for you. And yeah, I think that connection and belonging to a group and having them all support you as well. And I've said to you, Brendan, I feel like the old one within the group, and, you know, embarrassed that, you know, I don't have all this lingo and everything, but they're all really good. They're really helpful, really supportive.
Yeah, amazing. And one of the things you said like you mentioned, we just had a one-on-one, which was great. But what I was really surprised to hear is you said you've just grown your business 110% since over what period was that? I didn't ask you that.
So that's comparing to the same month last year. But
so good.
you know, so we've been working with you, I think it's 6 months. Our conversion rate's up about 50% this month. It's slowly growing, which is really good. Our return customer rate has dropped, but we needed that because our return customer rate was really high. So we've got fresh blood come in, fresh customers.
So good. Awesome. 110% is nothing to be ashamed of. Like, it's pretty good. Most businesses love it if they get, you know, over 10%. So that's so good. And you know what, it is part of the program that's helped you, but you guys are just great operators that you know, I don't want to take all the credit for that one. So if someone is watching this sort of Q&A that we're having and they're sort of thinking about joining this program or even any other sort of program, what advice would you give them about joining?
Well, if it's your program, just do it.
Thank you.
Absolutely do it. We're a little nervous about whether we'd get the return, but the return has blown the cost out of the water. What we've gained from the program is just incredible. Other advice, I guess, jump in if you've got the opportunity to jump into some Facebook groups and see what other people are saying about the program. Brendan, we found you in an article where you were referred to one of Australia's top Shopify people for, was it 3 or 4 years running? 5 years running. I want to say the top 1%.
Yeah.
But yeah, just try and do some research. But highly recommend you, Brendan. Absolutely.
So good. Great.
Can't complain.
Nick, I've really appreciated you guys being part of the community. And one of the things that you said, the highlight, you know, or that you didn't expect was, you know, the community itself, which I love bringing together the like-minded people, and having you part of it has been really powerful too. And as much as you might feel like you're the oldest person in the group, which you're not, I don't think, you bring a wealth of experience that not other people have. You know, you run multiple stores, you know, you've built brands and you've done all these other sort of things. So while you may not contribute, you know, at a high level e-commerce world, which you very will much soon, you definitely help contribute in other ways. And I just want to thank you for being part of it too. So it's been really fun having you in here.
Yep. No, we've had lots of fun.